Hello, Angela. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm great. Great to have you on.
Beautiful. And thank you so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate you. And you see, Angela, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much, Angela, for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invest it in yourself. And oftentimes, Angela, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. They say some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, Angela, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I used the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just
Mhm.
walked past it and I went my way. But you see, just recently, Angela, I was on that same road. And this time around, hmm, a lot's changed about the mango tree, you see. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance. And immediately, I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did. And it wowed me because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it. Beautiful green leaves and healthy branches. And not just mangoes now, Angela, I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely experience that day. I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, excuse me, and resources to becoming the amazing Angela that you are today, that alone has made it impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request for me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing, your insight, your philosophy, your journey, the impact your work is having, and how you're
Thank
offering your solutions. They still so beautiful. And just before I sent you that request, Angela, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Angela is doing. And not only me now, but even with the audience. And here we had a day with the amazing Angela. So thank you so very much for doing that yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for sharing that story about the mango tree. A lot of wisdom there that you just
Thank,
shared with all of
thank
us.
you.
And I'm happy to be here. I really am.
Beautiful.
Thank
I
you for
love that.
having me.
Yeah. So let's get started. You see, I'm quite excited to have you on the show today, Angela, for two reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And you see, not just knowledge now, but the application of it. And you see, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. And the second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Angela on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, Angela, we live in an age where knowledge, information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, Angela, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Angela got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Angela, over to you.
Wonderful. Again, thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here and I'm happy that you've asked me to come on. I work in communications and marketing. I have a business called Betancourt Group. We're focused on environmental and social impact. And this is work that aligns with my personal values of taking care of our planet and conservation and my love of nature and my love of the outdoors. And so it's been wonderful to align my values with the work that I'm doing. And it gives me the opportunity to work with incredible people that are also doing beautiful things, innovative things, exciting things to really literally make this world a better place. My journey is very nonlinear. I like talking about that a lot because I think that there's this conception or there's this idea that you pick something in life and then you just stay on this road, on this career, on this path until whenever. And in reality, life sometimes throws you curveballs. Sometimes you think you're going in one direction and life is like, no, 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 we're going to go in the other direction. And you have to go with that flow and you have to learn to adapt. And it also, my journey is also one of knowledge and of learning and of asking hard questions about the kind of woman that I want to be and the types of legacy that I want to leave in this world. And how does that all fit with my current trajectory? And so really it's a nonlinear story that I followed my heart and made a lot of big, bold moves, which is one of my life's philosophies, this idea that sometimes you do need to embrace those crazy ideas that you have because you never know where they're going to lead you. And so all of these things have really made up the fibers of who I am and how I got here today.
Okay, I said the part that stood out most was where you mentioned that you were always asking yourself hard questions, and that's a beautiful one. So let's begin with this first question. All right, you ready for me? Okay. So, what makes a communications campaign truly successful today? Got it?
Authenticity. Authenticity is
Mm,
the main thing that is at the core of a successful communications campaign. What are you trying to say? To whom are you trying to say it? And is it true to your brand, to your business, to your to whatever you're trying to promote? Coming from a place of authenticity is the most important foundation. If you are trying to do something or promote something that isn't true to who you are and to your brand, you're setting yourself up for failure. And so at the foundation of any communications campaign is an authentic message.
mm, I got that. Okay, so how can brands tell their story authentically?
That comes down to knowing what it is that why are you in business? That question of why is the most important thing that helps lead you to the place of being the most authentic. So if you launched a sneaker company because you wanted to make ethical, sustainable sneakers that are made from quality ingredients and quality materials, and you are on a mission to reach people that also love sneakers, and that is that is at the heart of your brand, then that is the first step. Why are you doing this business, this service? What are you trying to achieve? And in that is where you find your authentic message. So if you're saying, okay, well, I want my sneakers to be made from sustainable materials. I said ingredients earlier, super funny. But sustainable materials that are earth friendly, and you put this out there, but now tomorrow you decide that for monetary reasons or whatever, that you're going to partner up with an oil company, you have a problem. You have a problem in messaging, you have a problem in alignment, and you have a problem in authenticity, because it's not for a brand that's trying to promote sustainability. Partnering with an oil company or a fossil fuel company is not the right direction. And so now you have to question, why did this brand do this partnership? What is this brand really trying to do? Is this brand really as authentic as they say they are? Because their message and their actions do not align with their initial core brand. And so you really need to think about why you're doing what you're doing and find the answer to who you are in that why. And once you have that, you can lead with authenticity.
Mm. Understanding the why and find out who you are. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got that.
And
So
this is
let's
true of
get
everything.
personal a
It's
bit.
true of yourself. It's true of,
Mm. Yeah.
excuse me, it's true of yourself. It's true of your brand. It's true of your product. It's true of anything you're
Mm.
doing. This applies across the board.
So true. So let's get personal a bit. Said, what bold decision changed the course of your life?
Many. There's not been one just bold decision. There have been many, many bold decisions, and each one helped lead to the next one. I think the first bold decision I made was wanting to enroll in a writing program in Massachusetts back in early 20, I think it was 20, maybe 2008. I can't remember exactly the year, but many years ago, I decided to put all my stuff in storage. I talked to the the person I was working for at one of the clients I was working for at the time to help me work remotely so that I can go do this writing program before remote work was a thing. Going to this writing program meant literally putting all my stuff in storage. It meant going into an environment I've never been before. Really making this decision to pursue this writing program. And that opened so many doors that have allowed me to continue to make big, bold decisions. That's just one example. Another example is joining the Air Force Reserves. Another example is going to live in West Africa for 2 years. That was a huge, bold decision. I'd never been to the continent before. I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into, but that helped change my life. And so there are many decisions that I've made. It all comes down to listening to that voice inside of me that wants to constantly challenge me to do bigger things and to be better and to expand my comfort zone. And so there's many decisions.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow. I love that. So you've traveled to 30 plus countries. So how has
Yes.
this shaped your storytelling?
Oh, in so many ways. One, when you travel to places that are vastly different from where you are, it teaches you a couple of things. One, that we're all so much more the same than we are different as humans. Two, that how people embrace a particular product or how people talk about a particular moment in time can differ very differently, can differ from wherever you might be from. And so when I'm thinking about storytelling, I'm always thinking about who is my audience and what is the best way to meet them where they are. Sometimes you have your core task that you're trying to achieve, but sometimes you have to modify the message to meet audiences where they are. Never assume that, I can talk to you about this product and you're going to perceive that product in the same way I perceived it. You might perceive something completely differently than me. And so just taking that into account, I think has made me a storyteller that can talk about the same story and present it differently depending on who the audience is. It also opened my eyes to various ways to present information. I met so many creative people around the world that are embracing their environment, the cultural vibe of where they live, and really rolling that energy into the projects that they work on. And that's something that I've taken away with me, that I try to do the same when I'm working on a project.
Wow. And thank you for sharing that. You see, you just informed my perspective in that area. That's a beautiful one. So we have two more to go. All right. So what advice do you have for someone who is so scared to start a business?
So I would say having the fear is normal. It is scary to start a business. The end. It's very scary to start a business. However, if you're why are you starting that business? And go with that. And despite the fear, you have to move forward. If you feel it in your heart to start a business because it's a passion, because you're solving a big problem, because you believe that your perspective on this business is really going to fill a gap, whatever your reasons are, let that be stronger than your fear. So that's the first thing. The second thing is start in baby steps. You don't need to jump into the deep end of the pool right away. That is an approach, and some people do that, but you don't have to do that. You can take little steps every day because those little steps add up. Do you know the name of your business? If you already know the name of your business, what is your domain name? Start building a website. Start talking to people that would be your customers and ask them questions to discover the best way to serve them, right? We all start businesses because there's a passion there, but also because we want to serve a certain group of people. And so start talking to those people. If you're going to launch, a nail salon, or if you want to launch a bakery, whatever it may be, you want to start talking to people in your community. What kind of bakery what kind of treats do people in this neighborhood like? Is if there's other bakeries, what's something that these other bakeries are not baking, right? Maybe no one's making carrot cake, or no one's making croissants, whatever. Maybe that's something you could make, right? If you're, you want to do a nail salon, think about what your end customer is going to need, but don't let fear stop you from doing it. And also, I would say, be careful who you get advice from, because a lot of people might not understand, even in your own family, even in your circle of friends, they might not understand your vision. And so their own fears will project onto you as well. And so you have to pay attention to who you take advice from. I'm not saying ignore people, but there is risk. There's always risk with starting something new and launching a business. And what you want are people that are going to help guide you on your business journey, not people that are going to talk you out of it. So just be careful who you're taking advice from.
Beautiful words, I tell you. This is profound, Angela. Now I see why you're so good at what you do. Thank you for that answer. That was a beautiful one. So to bring this on then, for folks who like to reach out to you, learn more about the wonderful stuff you're doing, or even open your services or programs, how can that be possible?
Yes, well, if they go to Group, like the group, and then Betancourt, which is my last name, groupbetancourt.com, that's a great place to reach me. That's a good place to see what I've been up to with my business. But you can also go to my LinkedIn, my LinkedIn page. You'll know it's me because on the banner, I have a scuba diving photo. So that is a really good way for people to reach me. There's also on the website 30-minute free 30-minute consultation. So if you are just trying to understand a little bit more about PR and marketing and the role of that in your business adventure, your business journey, the 30-minute consultation for free is a good place to start. So my business is also on Instagram at the Group Betancourt. That's a really good place. I have a personal blog that I don't blog that much because I'm busy being a mom and running a business and all of these things. So I call myself an occasional blogger. But that's angiebetancourt.com. So that's a good place to just go and hear about my travels or random things that I'm doing at the time. These are all the different ways to reach me.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. So that's going to be the end of the show, Angela. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this wonderful stuff with us. It means a whole lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.